Here, as the crime surging nationwide in many cities, people on the left still screaming the three most dangerous words in modern politics: defund the police. All while we know now is the time more than ever to pump up support for law enforcement. Hundreds of billions of dollars have been spent in COVID relief. We've spent billions of dollars over to China and Russia over the last 20 years, not including the 76 billion we have sent on a war in Ukraine. And yet, meanwhile, here we are trying to put Band-Aids on gashing wounds in our communities. So how do we fix this? How do we stop wasting the money? Here joining me, Adam Andrzejewski, founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks. Adam, let's open the books on the waste here in America, starting here what happened in Ukraine. We know for a fact we had, again, $76 billion spent on that endeavor. Just a week and a half ago, they said, oh, we just found a few extra billion that we weren't even aware we gave them. How can government function this way, particularly in the face of such undeniable neglect in communities that need help from government the most?
No, absolutely, Joe. So you had, first off, the Pentagon, they disclosed they made an accounting error of $3 billion. And then, a week later, they amended the accounting error to $6 billion of accounting on equipment that was sent or not sent into Ukraine. So look, your corner grocery store has better in-house financial accounting controls than the United States federal government.
It's actually insane. I know you recently teamed up with Senator Joni Ernst on the money USA has been sending from Russia to China. You wrote, quote, "The federal government does not follow the trail of taxpayer dollars after the money leaves the Treasury to see where it ends up. This allows unaccountable intermediaries to act as pass-throughs, funneling money from your wallet into pointless projects without public scrutiny." How does this even happen? How do we figure out where the money went? And again, this seems like all the hallmarks for the type of public corruption that has led to much of the intrigue we've seen with President Biden and his son, Hunter Biden, and so many other public officials who have abused the public trust.
So at OpenTheBooks.com, our auditors followed the money into the adversarial nations of China and Russia. And here's what we found, Joe. We found $1.3 billion since 2017 flowed into Russia and China. And here's why that number is so important, because we found $490 million flowed into China. Well, the Government Accountability Office, they were charged by Congress with following the money into China, and they found $48 million. We found 10 times as much. So U.S. Senator Joni Ernst, she has a solution, and it's the TRACS Act. And what it does is it goes deeper than the transparency at the federal level right now. Right now, after the initial grant, it is disclosed the subgrants. But as soon as there is there a second or a third tier subgrant, it's not tracked. Ernst's legislation would open the books on all of it, and it's a great piece of legislation that I hope has legs in the United States Senate.
Absolutely. Quickly here, got about 30 seconds. We know because of this migrant crisis, with this ostrich policy when it comes to immigration of the Biden administration, we've seen New York City, of all places, spending close to $8 million a day housing migrants. Meanwhile, people in places like East Palestine not getting the support, can't even get FaceTime with the president, much less dollars from our own government. Quickly here, what can people do besides going to Open the Books to push back against this wasteful neglect from our government?
So I think we have to declare our independence, first off, from earmarks. You got Republican big spenders in Congress saddled up with Democrats. Just 6 months ago, they cleared $16 billion worth of these oinkers. An earmark is a member pet project doled out to put votes on these big spending bills. And Republicans need to take a stand. Kevin McCarthy needs to call an on-the-record vote in the House whether or not Republicans and Democrats, if they're in or they're out on earmarks. That would free up cash that we can use to solve real problems in this country.
Absolutely. Adam, thank you so much. As always, my friend, watching the bottom line so Americans can sleep better at night. Have a blessed 4th of July. We'll talk soon.